has the Queen obligation been fulfilled? So the Queen obligation, the book, tries to explain this issue in an easy to understand manner, because the consequence of events that happened 5 decades ago is still affecting us today. So we have to understand all this. So what is the Queen obligation? How is it that the British Queen has an obligation towards the people of the Borneo States? How? This obligation that made the British official at that time in Sarawak and in Sabah to bend backwards to fulfill. The reason, in 1959, the people in Baram sent a petition to the Queen. In 1959, these people from Baram, in Sarawak, not in Sabah, in Sarawak, they sent a petition to the Queen of England. So the Baram people wanted the British to fulfill their part of the bargain when Brooke ceded Sarawak to Britain. When Vanner Brooke ceded Sarawak to Britain, they want the British to fulfill their part of the bargain that they agreed during the succession. The British will give Sarawak final responsibility. The word final responsibility is critical here. In accordance to the Sarawak Constitution and the 9 cardinal principles of the White Raja. That was the basis for the British the British Queen to have an obligation to us, to Sarawak especially, and Sabah just riding on it. Okay? So in 1960, the Queen gave her assurance that her government will fulfill her part of the bargain. That means giving the final responsibility. That's the word we have to remember, final responsibility. Okay? So what is that final responsibility? Final responsibility means you are able to stand on your own 2 feet. That's final responsibility. Okay? And we have to understand, at that point in time, the British could just sign a piece of paper and hand our sovereignty to the Federation of Malaya. They could have done that. No issue, because we were colonies. All right? They could have just signed a paper, there you go, take it. And the British could have just leave and let the Federation of Malaya deal with the Borneo problem. No headache to the British. They could have done that. But they didn't. The Borneo States were not ready for self-government or self-determination. They know that. We were not ready. We don't have the leaders. All right? And the British did not have much time to train, to teach our leaders at that time on how to run the government. The British only have time to construct a legacy that is timeless in nature and will remain constant, with the hope that one day, all right, the maturity and understanding, there are people in Sarawak, in Sabah, having the maturity and the understanding to make use of this legacy. And I believe that your Dewan Undangan Negeri yesterday made the first step. That means they are showing the people they know what they are doing. So they pass a resolution.